RT4 is probably one of the most technologically advanced boats on the market. It is without a doubt an all-singing, all-dancing boat. We also know that it's probably one of the most expensive boats on the market, and therefore we need to protect our investment, because this is what this is. It is a long-term investment. My boat has been in my service for at least 5 or 6 years now, and it's never let me down. I've never had any real major problems with it, other than my own human error. But I do want to protect it. I want to look after it. Now, I do a lot of traveling with my boat, whether it be a home or abroad. I want the very best protective carry-all that you can buy from Carplounge. Now, Carplounge do a very basic bag, and it's the start-off black bag. I don't actually have it here with me. I owned the bag a long time ago, but it is a very basic bag. It does exactly what it says on the tin. It will give you a reasonable amount of protection for your bait boat. But as I say, when you become a little bit more of a seasoned traveller, you want something that's going to have a little bit more of an edge in protection. So I have 3 bags to look at here today. I own all 3 and I use all 3 depending on where I'm going. The DPM bag is a very basic bag, but it's a very padded bag and it will look after your boat, no problems. The one up from that is the Fox Camelite bag, which is a rucksack style bag. It offers a lot more protection and a lot more ability to store all the components in one case, which is great if you're traveling to distant swims. You can put it on your back and carry it safely, knowing that your boat is protected, but you're also carrying the essentials like batteries, like the transmitter box, your aerials, your camera systems, whether you've got a Scorpion camera or winch camera. You can carry pretty much most of the equipment within the Camelite Fox rucksack. As I said, superbly padded. And the last thing we're going to look at in detail is this bad boy. This is the Tough Case. This is a serious bit of kit for the discerning traveller. Now, I've travelled with my bait boat on a plane, and it gave me no end of nightmares of what the handlers would do. I didn't have this case at the time. Unfortunately, I received this case just before COVID hit, and with the COVID restrictions, with no flying, I actually haven't been able to test this one out on a plane. But I can tell you now, it's going to afford me more protection than I could ever give any bait boat by wrapping it up myself. This is the serious daddy of all cases. If you're a seasoned angler and have a van, having something like this to store your bait boat in is going to be a great way of keeping it protected, and especially as we stuff a lot of equipment into the backs of vans and stuff, things can get crushed. And as much as these give you padding, it depends on what's lying on top of it. You know, you don't want to damage your equipment. It really is the ultimate in protection. That's what it is. It's the ultimate in protection. This is going to give you exactly what you need to protect your investment. So I'm going to run through each item and we'll have a sort of closer look at the range of products. So the first bag we're going to look at is the DPM one. Now, the DPM bag comes with a number of accessory bags with it, which make it a really outstanding piece of kit because it kind of gives you lots of options. Now, the actual boat bag itself is very, very basic. It's just simply enough space in there to slot your RT4 in. It's going to be nice and tight, nice and snug. That's how it should be. Ample padding to give you loads of protection. Fully zipped both sides to come round and meet in the centre. Has a carry point here at the top, has 2 carry points either side, and naturally it has an actual shoulder strap for carrying if you're going long distances. Very easy and functional to get out of the bivvy or a car, and it comes in the very, very sexy DPM, which, as I'm sure you can guess, I'm a bit of a DPM fan. It also comes with a small accessory bag. The accessory bag you can use for anything you want it to be. It also comes with a much bigger bag. Now, this bag goes everywhere with me. I put all my batteries in, my charging units, my transmitter box, my aerials, and I keep that nice and separate from everything else. I bring that no matter where I go. And it's a real easy bag to carry, double zipped, and a nice easy carry handle, which, in fairness, for the weight that I carry in this, because it's quite heavy with all the batteries and bits and pieces, it's a very strong little bag. Also in the range is this bag here in DPM again. Now, this bag contains what is basically a little unhooking mat designed to pop your RT4 on. Now, overkill? Not at all. It has 4 pegging points. If you're in a swim that's gravelled, what can tend to happen is You can kick up stones, or stones can actually find their way into the prop guard and cause no end of damage to the actual propeller that's in the RT4, and you don't want that. So by keeping your RT4 off the gravelly stones, not only are you protecting the paintwork and the hull of the boat, but you're also protecting the prop guard from ingress of gravel. And it has happened to me. I've blown fuses and boats gone off where it won't work until we figured out that gravel had got into the prop guard itself. So it looks like an excessive item to have. It's not. It's actually a must-have in my books, and this actually comes out with me everywhere I go. This is put into my bivvy. I keep my boat always in the bivvy, away from the atmospherics outside, the dampness. This is where my bait boat will sit and stay during the session. It keeps my boat nice and dry, and most of all, it protects it whilst out on the bank. The other thing that comes in the DPM range is this hand set guard. It's in case it's raining heavily and you've still got a boat out there and you've moved over to your handset. It means your handset will stay nice and dry. It's very simply put together. It's got a Velcro point here which opens it up. You can take your handset, put your handset in, Velcro it back up, simple case in around the neck, and then your hands are free. If you need to drop it at all to do something else, you can then pick it back up and bring the boat back in. So it's a real handy little piece of equipment that I don't tend to use an awful lot, but it's nice to have it. Last but not least, that comes with the kit of the DPM range is the little tiny rain cover. Now, RT4s are waterproof, but the rain cover actually does help if you are getting a lot of rain. The skirting around the rain cover is actually elasticated and fits it real snugly and makes it a real tight seal. That tight seal will stop any damp ingress coming in and vapor that could potentially get into the boat and start building up condensation. When I put my boat into the bivvy at night, this goes on it every night until I need it to use it, and then it's just a case of popping it off and I'm ready to go again. Seems like an overkill product, but it's actually quite a useful and handy one to have. So this is the Carplounge / Fox rucksack bait boat bag. There's a mouthful. So if you're looking for a bait boat bag that's got everything you need for your trip and it's comfortable and you can sling it on your back as a rucksack because you're going to travel a little bit of distance, then this one is for you. This is the king of the kings of bait boat bags. So inside I have my bait boat, and it's capacious. Boat fits in nice and snug. It's got all the padding to protect it. On the side pocket here, on this side, it has a long, deep pocket which will fit in all your bits and pieces like your Scorpion camera kit, or you could even put batteries in it if you were that way inclined. The front pouch, I usually carry my handset, and on this side, I usually carry one of my chargers or batteries depending on my humour. Has full lumbar support, and the actual straps are really strong and padded. The top side there's a hard panel inside and very, very well padded on the outside, and on the bottom side is the hard case bit, so when you're putting it down it's going to take any bangs, or if there's any stones, stumps, whatever's on the ground, it's not going to push and penetrate up into the bag itself because it's kind of a hard base. Now, last but not least, this is the daddy of protection. What you're looking at is it comes in a couple of different sizes, a couple of different flavors. There's smaller boxes for handsets and batteries and stuff, but this one is designed for the boat itself. Now, you can buy it without the foam insert, you can buy it with the foam insert. I would recommend you get the foam insert with it. This is the ultimate in protection. If you are a traveling angler, whether it's in big vans where your gear is being thrown in and you've got lots of space, then this is for you. If you are traveling abroad on a plane, I'll give you an example. Ryanair have a 20 kilo extra bag that you can buy. This particular box weighs about 18 kilos with the boat inside. At 18 kilos, you could probably put in a couple of extra bits and pieces like some light clothing that will sit around the boat and fill in the little spaces, and you'll still be under the 20 kilo allowance. It comes with 7 of these locks that you can clamp down and tighten up and lock. Also, then it has 2 points where you can add some padlocks. which I would recommend. The other thing I would recommend, if you are taking your boat on a plane, I would recommend that you have fragile stickers all over this, because let's face it, baggage handlers don't care about your fragile products. They do, if they see fragile written on boxes, they tend to go a little bit more careful with them than the usual suitcases. So I would really recommend that you sticker this up with fragile stickers all over. The great thing about this hard case is it also has a set of wheels on the bottom to make life really, really simple, and it comes with a handle for pulling along. So especially if you're going through airports and that, you know, it makes life a lot easier to maneuver this around. It is one of the serious tough cases on the market. There is nothing out there that will protect your investment more than this. This is quintessentially the hard case of all hard cases. And as I said, they do a number of different boxes in the range. You can check them out at Carplounge. So there you have it, a quick look at how to protect your RT4. Let's face it, you know, as I said already, they are without a doubt the best bits of kit on the market for angling, and you really need to protect your investment, and having one system or the other of these is going to help you no end. Check out all the range at the Carplounge website. That's www.carplounge.de. Also, there is now the new UK store that's opened, so if you are living in the UK and you fancy a little trip down to Essex, you'll be able to nip into the new Carplounge store there, where all of these items and more are now available to see. There are other products available that are slightly different to what I have here, some new additions to the range, but again, if you check them out on the website, you'll be able to kind of cherry pick what you're looking for and what's going to suit your fishing. The RT4 is one of the most technologically advanced bait boats on the market, and as such we need to afford it some respect, and looking after it with the right sort of protection is going to make that difference.